Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're all having a great day. I forgot to film the intro for this video. That's why I have a different shirt on. But I decided that I would do a tutorial using all of my favorites for this month. So if you like this look, stick around. Okay, so I already have my primer on that I've been using. Now this is not my favorite. This is probably a second to my favorite. I love the Algenist Anti-Aging Primer. And I ran out, my friends, and I'm very tempted to buy a new one, but I am using the Dr. Jart BB Dissipore because I've had it. It has an SPF of 30, and I'm trying to still finish things up. So my face is already primed with it. It does do a good job on the pores. It is called Dissipore, so it does do a good job. Okay, so now I have a few things that I have really been enjoying. And I have talked about this for a couple of months now. I do love the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. I think it is a fabulous glow for aging women especially, but everyone. It does not have a lot of glitter chunks in it. And I do use the 903 when I use it. Oh, let's go ahead and put some on because I do want, this is my favorite, so I may as well show you it. So I just take a small amount of it and then I'll put it in areas that I really want to glow, and that's usually not my T-zone, but everywhere around. And I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera, but there is a significant difference when I'm using this, okay? The reason why I wasn't going to use it is because I wanted you all to know that I have been using this, and it's by YSL, and it is the Touche Plot All-in-One Glow, and this is B40. I also have BD40, but for some reason I've been enjoying this one. This leaves a beautiful glow. Now it is lightweight. It's not going to be for the woman that needs a lot of coverage. I take 2 pumps and I just place it on the areas of my face that we normally put our foundation. We can do more dots if we want. This I find is just beautiful. Now I do have another foundation that I absolutely adore, and that is by Osmosis, and it is their CC cream. And I've used this in videos. I've worn it in several videos. I've been using this for probably over a year, and I do have the neutral and the warm. I like the neutral in the winter. Mixed with a little bit of the warm, and the warm I can get away with in the summer months. I don't tan my face ever, so sometimes if I get a little color on the body, I do have to take it up a notch with some color in my foundation. So the Osmosis CC I think is great for many age ranges. My niece always says, every time I wear this one, my niece noticed my skin, so I said to her, you need to buy it in the neutral. I'm so proud of my niece. She is so into her skincare now, and she asked me a few questions. She asked me about the order, and it is just amazing the difference in her skin. And she's in her 30s, but she says she gets compliments all the time on her skin. It was just a matter of tweaking and helping her to understand the order in which she should use her skincare products. And she started using the CC cream, and she does love it. So that is it's an absolute favorite of mine, but I wanted to use this one again. I know I used this in my last tutorial, and this is the Sonia Kashuk sponge. I do enjoy this, but I don't know if it's because of the color, but I do love this. I couldn't remember. I was having like a brain toot, and I could not remember what the name of it is. Sonia Kashuk from Target. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead, and this one I pretty much just pounce all over the skin. Now this is a light coverage. It is not heavy. You can build it up a little bit by letting it dry a little bit in between and then just put another layer of it on. But I really do like the way it looks, and it has a beautiful glow to it. And then once I've pounced it on, I'll kind of just do a light sweeping with it, and I go down my chin, and I will go ahead and I'll go right up underneath my eyes with this one because it's very lightweight. I find this lays really well in my wrinkles, And I know you think I don't have any, but please, I do have them. The lights help me a little bit, my friends. They're there. Okay, so I just go ahead and make sure that it's really blended well. Let me grab my very old, much loved mirror and take a look. Okay, so it is blended really well, and then it just really is a beautiful, beautiful finish. You can see it's a nice glow. Now you do have to powder a little bit, but you don't really have to powder a ton if you want to keep that glow. You just need to powder where you're going to place other powders. All right, so now this has become a favorite of mine, and it was not for a very long time, because I think for the average woman and the average aging woman, I feel this foundation is very difficult to wear unless you use it like it cost $1 million. So you use it sparingly. Now, and it is the Tarte Shape Tape. And I will put all the colors below. I'm not going to go into that, but I will list and link everything below for you with all of the colors, where I used it, and so on. But anyway, the trick to this for me, now some people can just put it on their face and go for it. I can't. I have wrinkles underneath my eyes. I can't do it. So I put a dot of it, and I'm talking a small dot. This stuff is really concentrated. And then I will go ahead and warm it in my fingertips. And I really warm it up good, and I spread it so it covers that whole first section of my fingers tip. Okay, so really warm it up nice. And then I go ahead and I tap it on. I use this above. Now this helps to eliminate using an eyeshadow primer for me, because it takes out all the bluing. So I go ahead and I do that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I work quickly with this, and I'm going to tap it all under. And I really have learned to love this. Now, of course, I don't get all crazy and make the big V and all that kind of stuff. If that's what you're into, then you go right ahead. Okay, so I patted it in, and it does help. Now I take this sponge and I'm just going to tap it lightly over and make sure that I have it all blended. And that is the only way this works for me. And once it dries down, it really does stay in place. I don't find that it's accentuating the wrinkles like when I first started using it, and I tried to use it like everybody else was using it, and realized, hey, you're 58 years old. You can't be using things the way the young girls do. So it does work nicely at concealing. So then I move on to powder. And I have to say, you know, I try many, many powders, but I always come back to the La Prairie powder. I love it. It's very expensive, but you get a ton of powder and you get a refill with it. So this should last you for a very, very long time. And what I do is I usually just get some in the cap, and I have two brushes that I love for powder. I do like the La Mer powder, but I only like that at certain times because it does have a little bit of sparkle, and it does it's a little bit on the lighter side, and I just find that this powder is flat and this powder has a little tone to it over the La Mer. But they're both beautiful powders. I have them both, I use them both, but I find that my favorite is the La Prairie. Ridiculous in price, ridiculous. And I know many will say, well, do you have a drugstore that you like? I did buy some of the Milani. Those are nice. The NYX has a mineral powder that is nice, but it's finding the right color that's important with powder, because you don't want something that's too chalky, because that will help to age us. So we do want something that matches our skin tone or is very translucent and doesn't leave that white cast, because that will make us look old. The Milani also has the Prep Set and Glow powder, which will do it all in one for you, but it's not the favorite this month. So as far as brushes, I do have two powder brushes that I love. I consider them almost identical. Really, one's expensive, one is less expensive. One is the La Mer powder brush. I absolutely love it, and the other is the Sephora Professional. Again, the number and everything will be listed and linked below for you. So I'm going to go ahead and use the La Mer right now, because I've used this one in so many videos. So I take the brush, I take the powder on it. Now I will take that cap and I will take most of the powder that's left and tap it off. Now what I do is I work my powder into the brush. I don't want to just pack that onto my face. I want to work it in. You can hear Lula barking. Lula's my barker. Harley very seldomly barks unless she's afraid and something scares her. Then she will bark a ferocious bark. So now it's all worked into the brush. So I want to pounce it where I'm going to want most of my powder. And I'm going to go ahead and pounce it right there and right there. And then I'll go over my T-zone right here and down the chin. And that is pretty much where I'm going to place most of the powder. And then I'll just work it down. And I will go ahead and just work the rest of the face with what's left over in the brush. Now, for underneath the eyes, you want to just get under there and go ahead and sweep some powder over that. But again, you don't want to put too much. And then I'll just close my eyes and go right over my lids. And that is it for the powder. So if you feel your face now, you'll say, okay, I'm safe to put some powder products over that. So my La Prairie wins out again this month as one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. Absolutely. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead with a bronzer. Now this is something that I just purchased recently, but I find I've been using it a lot. I do love the La Mer bronzer, but it's no longer available. This was just the perfect color for me. It was not too red, not too orange. It was just a beautiful, beautiful bronzer, and I have to mention it because I absolutely love it, but it's not available anymore, I don't think. I'm going to research that for sure. So I decided I was going to try this Anastasia powder bronzer, and I got it in the Rosewood, and I will say it is a really nice bronzer. Now I did buy the Milani bronzer, and the only problem, it's a very beautiful bronzer, it's a beautiful color, but it oxidizes and it becomes very orange on me. So it prevents me from using it a lot because who wants to be an Oompa Loompa? Nobody. Now I do have I have 3 brushes that I find I use a lot for applying my bronzer. One is a Chanel brush that is no longer available. I don't believe it. It is their powder contour brush. I think they changed the shape of this. I'd have to ask Michele from MakeupMLC. Michele, if you're watching, put it in the comments for us. I think this brush is smaller now. I tried to find it the last time to link, and it didn't look the same to me. So have they changed this brush? So because it's not available, I'm going to show you the other 2 brushes that I use a lot. Well, yes. Well, I'm going to leave it out, but the Wayne Goss brushes always come into play when I'm doing bronzer. But the 2 I reach for the most, I use this Sephora fan brush that is a very large brush, and it's the Pro. I use this one a lot because it just covers a nice area, and I still use this one by MAC, which is the 135. So I'm going to go ahead and use this fan brush. Now, if you have a very small face, this may be a bit too large for you, but it's just a great brush. So what I do is I tap in first, and I turn the brush, flip it, tap in, pick up enough product. Then I will sweep it lightly across the mirror, and that is just to get the excess off, and then I'll go ahead and I'll pounce it in the area I want. Okay, so I placed it right where I want, and then I'll turn it over, and I'm going to do the other side and just pounce it first where I want. Okay, and then I'll do a sweep, and I'll bring it to the area a little bit further in to where I want it. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and sweep on my forehead on both sides, and my roller's falling out. Hang on, we've got an emergency situation going on here. Okay, so then I'm going to take, I didn't add any more to the brush, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to chisel out my jawline because it needs it. All right, so the bronzer is in place. Now you can go ahead and sweep some of this over your eyelid because my eye look is going to be very laid back today, but I want everything to blend. So I've gone ahead and just put some of it on my eyebrows. I absolutely love this. Of course, it comes in many colors. This one just works for me. Again, that's Rosewood. And this brush has just really proved to be beautiful. All right, so I do have a highlight. that I have really enjoyed, and this is by Revlon, and this is their Color Charge highlighter. And I love this brush, and this is by Thrive. This is a vegan line. This actually I ordered a long time ago, but this is a very nice highlighter, and what I do is I pounce the brush in and I pick it up on all angles, because this way when you're applying it onto your face, your brush is loaded up on all angles and you get an even application. Again, I will just lightly fan off the extra, and then I'm going to tap that highlight on, and I'm going to bring it all the way up and then turn the brush over and tap it and apply. And it's really beautiful. It really is. And then you can go ahead and sweep, because when you sweep, you really bring out the glow. So again, tap your brush in all the way around. Make sure you cover all angles of that brush. But you want to go ahead and get the excess up, because there's nothing worse than applying something and then boom, it just grabs in that one spot. And then I'm going to go ahead and tap, tap, tap. I love to tap and pounce. You know this if you've watched me for a long time. And just bring it up and go to all the areas you want. I don't do here, I don't do here, I don't, you know, sometimes I'll go ahead and put some above my lip, but because I have so many lip lines that the Invisalign are actually making it worse, or them worse, I don't tend to highlight that area. So then I'm going to go ahead and sweep, and notice I sweep down with this. I'm not sweeping like so. I'm sweeping down just to blend it into the bronze slightly. So I've really been enjoying that and that brush, and this roller just doesn't want to stay. Okay, let me really get it up there. Okay, there we go. Now it's really held up. All right, so now we're going to go ahead. Well, let me finish off the cheeks. Now, this is a very old product I've had for years, and every summer I pull this out. I absolutely love it. I'm not necessarily a person, you know that I use my brushes for all different reasons. You know, I mean, if it says a blush brush and I like it for a bronzer, that's how I'm going to use it. And this right here is the sheer bronzing powder by Guerlain, and this is their Terracotta Light, and it's for #1 for blondes. I've had it for years, and it's the mosaic one. I will then go in and I will take that same brush that I used for my highlight. Let me just get it. Now you don't, if you're going to use this, you don't necessarily have to use a highlight, because this has some bronze shimmer to it and it has a pink shimmer. But I like to use this as a pop of color for blush. So I take this and I swirl it into all of the colors. And again, I give it a little sweep and tap off. And then I'm just going to put a little color right here on the front of my cheeks. And it's just beautiful, and it has a beautiful glow without having all kinds of glitter to it. But it just adds that pop of color you need. And you also can sweep this over your eyelids. And if you choose to use this, you really don't even need an eyeshadow. Okay, so I absolutely love this. Now I am going to apply just a little bit of eyeshadow, not too much. And I just want to see the time so it doesn't cut off on me. Now these are my Anastasia shadows, and I'm just going to take this one here, and this is the Orange Soda. It is a matte. I'm just going to take a flat brush, pick some of that color up, and I'm just going to sweep it on my eyelids. And I'll take this one up to the crease line. It's just a very neutral peach tone. And this is just to open up the lid area a little bit. Like I said, this is going to be a more natural look, because I'm going to wear a full-on lip color today because of the top I'm wearing and the color. Okay, so I'm going to take, the next one I'm going to take is more of a white, and you could use any cream color. This is called cream. And I'm just going to take a little bit of this one, and I'm going to go up underneath my eyebrow with this one, just to highlight that area a little bit with a matte tone. It just gives me a little bit of lift here. Okay, not too much. And then you can just take that same brush and just sweep those two colors together. Okay, because we don't want to see any stop and go lines. Okay, so then I'm going to go in, and this is this color here is burnt orange, and I'm just going to take my Tom Ford brush, eyeshadow brush, because that is my most favorite. And that brush right there that I was using, this has been a favorite of mine this month, and this is the Large Shader by Sigma. I really like this for just laying product on the lid. And I love the Anastasia shadows. I've been playing with a lot of them this month. And these two have been my go-to for a very natural look. So I'm going to go ahead and just take some of that color on the tip of this brush. I'm going to tap a little bit of it on my hand first, just to get the excess off. And then I'm just going to go ahead and create a very light crease. Not going to put a whole lot of shadow on today. It's just giving me a little definition to my eyes. Same thing, tapping some color on, tap it off. I love this orange soda. I don't know. I'm hoping that this isn't discontinued. See, I don't go online and see, oh, what's discontinued. I suppose I should, because I would hate for you to fall in love with something that I'm using and it's not available. But I think this is actually in one of her newest kits. I could be wrong on that, but just filling in the crease area and staying, and that pretty much is going to be that look. So of course you want to take a blending brush, and the one I've been using is also by Sigma, and I just take it, it's a fluffy brush, I just take and soften that line. I don't really move up or down with it, I just soften it out. And that's about it. And then I will take a flat shader. Where is it? Here it is. And this is by Sephora. It is their Pro Smudger. It's just a very dense brush. And I'm going to take that same color, orange soda, and I'm going to go up underneath my eyes with that. And I'm going to join it at the corner up. Okay, and then just smooth that out slightly. And then same thing on this eye. And that is what we end up with. Okay, so now I'm putting everything in my little basket so I don't forget anything. You can also take that smudger now and smudge out that bottom line. I think my camera is going to shut off, so I'm going to stop it and restart it. So I'll be right back, my friends. Hang with me. All right, so now I'm going to go in with my most favorite. Now I have 2 eye pencils to share with you. And I wish I was the type of person that used just a bunch of different stuff, but I'm not. When I find something I truly love, I just stay with it. And kind of makes me boring for YouTube, but I have been using the NARS Larger Than Life pencil Via Pia for so long, and it does not transfer. That's what I love about it. Now I can't say that all of them are that way, because I have tried the black, and the black transferred. I also have the plum, it does not transfer. But this Via Pia, it's like a bronzy color. I absolutely love this pencil, and I use it on my tight line, and it just twists up. I hold on to the eyelid and I just sweep it up on the waterline. And I love tight lining because I think it adds dimension, and it almost gives the illusion of you having much thicker eyelashes than you actually have. But I love it. And I also love bringing it all the way in, because I think it gives my eyes more of a cat look than they would have on their own. When I don't put it on, I feel like I look a little bit tired. So I love this pencil, but I have to say that this Estee Lauder Burgundy Suede is my other go-to. I love it if I'm wearing the mauves or the plums, or anything in the pinker tones. I definitely pull this pencil out. Okay, so those I absolutely love. My eyebrows, nothing really changes about them. I use a little spoolie, which I buy in packs from Sally's, and I just brush my eyebrows up. And it's something, because there's so many grays in there now. They're pure white, and I can't pluck them out anymore. So it's important for me to have an eyebrow gel that works for me, and an eyebrow pencil. Now, I love the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I use the color Caramel. There are several colors. I go through tons of these. This may run out on me this time. I do have backups. And my eyebrows, I simply take little strokes and just try my best to fill them in without looking like they are plastered on my face. I will draw a line from here to here, joining the arch because I thin out through here. And then I slowly will draw a line right here because, and I just join the arch, and it just gives me my guideline because I'm losing hair in all those areas. Now I don't go real dark here. I just fill in lightly, very, very soft touch here. And then I will start to add a little bit of color throughout here because that's where I need most of my eyebrow color. And I try to keep my hand from shaking. This is why I do it off camera, because I need to really get in on the mirror to see, and that's why I'm probably blocking you out. But I wanted to stay and just, you know, chit chat with you and walk you through it. Even though you might not be able to see it, it might make some sense to hear me say what I'm saying, okay? And if you look at my face now, you can see what an eyebrow does for the face. It's just a matter of finding the products that you really like to work with and do justice to your eyebrow, okay? In my family, we were not blessed with beautiful eyebrows at all. There's not one of us in my family that has great eyebrows. So then I go through with that spoolie again, and before I put the gel on, I just go through to soften the line from the brow wiz, okay? And, oh, I keep saying okay, and people don't like when I say okay. They don't like my accents either, but I can't help it, my friends. I must be me. I must. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the tinted brow gel, and I love the caramel because I do have blonde highlights, and the caramel helps my eyebrows to look the same as my hair a little bit, and it does cover the whites. So this is a great product to have, my friends, if you have white eyebrows. And I just clean out the brush, and I lightly sweep through, and I try to sweep the brows up because my brows have a tendency to want to go this way, which is not attractive. And I just do the best I can with my brows. I'm not a pro when it comes to my brows because my brows refuse to get along with the rest of my face. All right, so that's it for the brows, okay? So now I would do my mascara. I have 3 lash curlers that I truly love, and one of them is Surat, but I will say that it's a little harder to get on your lashes. And my most favorite is the Shiseido, but you must pull your eye slightly to get your lashes in there because it's more of an almond shape. I think it's shaped more for the Asian eye, but boy, does it fan the lashes beautiful when you get them in here just perfectly and you squeeze and hold it, and your lashes just fan and it's beautiful. And I also use the Rimmel, which is the easiest of all of them to use because all you have to do is get your lashes, lay it on, and then curl them. And I just give them a good squeeze. I don't wiggle, I don't do anything. I just give them a good squeeze for a couple of seconds, and then I release. Now, I've been using 2 mascaras this month, and I'm trying to finish them up, and I have to say that one of them I really, really love a lot, and that is the Chanel. And I'm not a huge, I don't have a lot of Chanel products, but this mascara has proven to be a beautiful mascara. It is almost dead, so I won't be using it today, but it is really a beautiful volumizing mascara. So keep that one in mind if you're somebody who's a mascara snob like me. So now I'm trying to finish up the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I bought this only because I wanted to compare it to the L'Oreal. And I actually think the L'Oreal is a little bit better than this one for me. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply the Better Than Sex mascara because I'm trying to finish up things. And I just sweep onto my lashes. I try to hit the base first, and I don't really lead with the wand this way because then you get clumpy. I pretty much will put the brush up to my lashes, and then I'll kind of close my eye a little to run the lashes through it for the outer. And I try to build up the outer lashes more than the rest of the lashes because I like, you get more of a, you elongate a little bit when you really build up the outer lashes. And then I will take the brush and I will lay it on the point, the point on its side, and just get those baby lashes a little bit. I don't really focus on putting layers and layers on the inner part. Now the outer part I will. I really try to build those up. And I'll let that dry and I will go on and go ahead and curl the other one. And then you probably won't see this. All right, I have placed 2 layers of mascara on. I have to say, this is kind of using all my favorites. This is not, the Better Than Sex is not my favorite. If the Chanel wasn't so dried up, that would be my favorite for this month. I will get another tube of the Chanel. The Better Than Sex, it actually flakes a little bit on me. And I don't like anything that flakes because then it draws to any of the wrinkles that I have. And you know, we can't hide our wrinkles completely, but we don't have to help accentuate them, you know. And I'm not going to put any mascara on the bottom lashes because I just don't always do that. And if I do, I'll go ahead and show you what I would do. But for the most part, I don't wear it on my bottom lashes. So I clean the brush off just by scraping it a little and getting any of those fibers that are on this brush out. And I will just lay it, just touch it. I don't wiggle it in there, anything. So it's very, very, very small amount that I put on the lash line. I just touch the lashes to it and that is it. Okay, just to bring it out a little bit. All right, so let's move on to our lipstick. Now I'm not sure this pencil is still available. It is 17C, and this is by Makeup Forever. And I like this pencil because it is a waterproof lip pencil. And a waterproof lip pencil, I find, is very good for an aging lip because it pretty much stays in place. I will take that powder brush without adding any powder onto it, pulling in my lips. Speaking of lips, I've never had lip fillers, ever. I've never had to. My mother, my father, my whole family, we have full lips. I want to know from you ladies out there that had deep lip lines, but you may have had lips like mine. I don't consider my lips to be super full anymore or really thin. I think I have decent lips, but the lip lines are incredible. And I want to know if any of you women, I tried, probably 4 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, he put filler in this part, not in my lips. He just filled those lines around. And it was okay. I didn't really see a huge difference. And then one time he suggested maybe putting Botox there. I absolutely hated it. I couldn't eat right. I felt like everything was falling out of my mouth and I couldn't wait for it to wear off. So I've never done anything else. And I'm just wondering if those of you out there, for your lip lines, because they're really awful, have you had success with any type of in-office treatment? I'm not up on every in-office treatment. Some women just know everything that's out there. I don't. I can't tell you all the peels. I don't, because I don't have a great interest in that. I'm trying to do everything with my skincare and this and that. I mean, I do have Botox put in my 11s about every 4 months because it doesn't last on me. I mean, you can see, I mean, my 11s are already coming back. It really doesn't last, so it's becoming like a waste of money for me because it never really helps them, although it does. I think it helps a little because I'm always looking angry if I don't. But I don't have an interest in all those in-office procedures, except for maybe melting fat in my thighs. I'd love to do that. Anyways, let's get back to the videos. Let me know, though, if you've had success with anything, because I've used all the lip products, all the lip treatments, all the lip masking, and nothing is helping them. Nothing. And I know so many of you ask me, what are you doing for lip lines? I'm in the same boat as you, my friends. I have not found the secret to lip lines at all. All right, so now I'm just going to put this lip liner on. Again, it's 17C, and then I'm going to put my favorite lipstick on for the month. And this has been a favorite. In the summer, I really go with a strong lip, or I go with a glossy lip. I'm really loving glossy looking things, but not sloppy gloss. Okay, so let me put this lip liner on. There is the lip liner. I am loving this lip liner. It's very hard to find this color in a lip liner. Okay, so the lipstick that I've been loving this month is by Givenchy. I love this color. It's beautiful. So let me go ahead and put this on. It's a sheer color, but yet it has a lot of color. But it's not a thick, pasty lipstick. It's really sheer. And that's why I put the waterproof liner under it. I just love the color. Just love it. But I did want to mention that I have I have 3 other lipsticks that I have really been enjoying this month, and one is by Christian Dior, and it is 451 Tribal. I think this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous gloss, and that is what it looks like. And when you put it on, it's just a sheer, it has a pinky peach undertone to me. I told Lisa that this is one she had to have. I just think it's gorgeous. And I usually use it with a very pale lip liner. I would even use it with this one and put this over it. I just love this. But the Dior Addict glosses are gorgeous. But another one that I really enjoy is by Revlon. And this is what is the color of this one? I can't see that, my friends. I'll have to put it down below. But it's beautiful. It just has the right amount of color. It has a beautiful satin finish to it, no glitter in it, and I just really think it looks great on. So that is another one I've really been enjoying. And then there is this lipstick by Lancome, and this one is 331 Fleur. It's gorgeous. The tube, you push the top, it comes out the bottom, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Let me put it in my hand. And this is what it looks like on. It is just a really nice, almost terracotta peach, so it gives you a little bit more color. And I really, really love it. Love it. All right, my friends, so I'm going to go take my hair out, and I will be back with the finished look. All right? And I just wanted to mention one other liner that I've really been enjoying, and this is by Rimmel, and it is Wild Clover. I really do like this lip liner pencil. This is the one I probably have been wearing with the Christian Dior glosses and the Revlon glosses the most. I just like it. It's a really nice colored pencil, and there is one other by Givenchy that I like, and it's their number 3. And I don't know if this one's still available. And it has it's almost the same tone, but this one carries a little more mauve to it, and this one carries a little more peach to it. So both really nice liners. And of course, I have so many liners that I love, but I'm showing you my favorites that I've been wearing a lot this month. All right, hang on. Okay, my friends, I'm back with the finished look. Let my hair down, put some earrings on. And yes, my friends, I did go ahead and color my hair again. I could not go. I had not colored my hair since December. And one day I just looked at myself and I said, this is not working for me. And then that evening when Lou came home from work, I said, we need to talk about my hair. And he said, yeah, that growing out stage is gonna be tough. And he said, you know what, you gave it a try, Tam. He said, maybe it's just not the right time. And that's exactly how I feel. It's just not the right time for me. So at this time, this is what my hair is going to be. We did lighten it a little bit more so that I could leave the whites through here, because I do love the whites. And that's that, okay? I also wanted to let you know a favorite fragrance that I've been wearing, and this has only been since the Sephora sale. I'm really enjoying the Music Festival by Replica. It's a patchouli-based fragrance, but it's very fresh, so I'm really enjoying this. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial favorites, and I hope to bring you more of these. Until the next time, go out in the world and be happy, healthy, beautiful, and most of all, lovable, my friends. And don't forget to subscribe. We are living life here. Love you guys. We'll see ya.